Archiving started.
In our online course. Thank you, whoever did that. Um, we might actually use discussion in our online course. Collaboration, student collaboration, or our collaboration with student teams. Peer review and support, so that maybe they look over each other's papers and do a little peer review before we look at their papers or their products. Self-reflection. How am I meeting the objectives of this course? Am I doing what I think I'm doing? Am I doing what you think I'm supposed to be doing? So looking into ourselves a bit as we take the course. Are there any best practices that you all use that you'd like to list in the text field that maybe I didn't hit here? Testing is not, but assessment is definitely, yeah. So assessment could be a best practice, definitely, and is a best practice to be able to use the data from assessment to sort of transform our teaching.
Do you want us to respond to it?
If you could type it into the main room when they're typing, I think that would be good. Guest speakers, absolutely bringing in resources from outside. That would definitely be a very good practice for the classroom. Assessment and testing, yes, so that we have data-driven decision-making according to the way we're teaching our students. Does anybody have any others to share? Okay, so as we look at these, we're going to look at our best practices and look at these best practices that you added as well as we think about that. And here we go. We're going to go off into some pretty strange stuff to begin with. Second Life. Now, has anybody ever worked with Second Life or used it? Please answer in the text box. Very good.
Lee, I'm going to ask a really dumb question.
That's not, there's no dumb question.
How do I get the text box to show up after I insert text in? What do I?
You should be able to hit enter. You should be able to hit enter. So if you type in where it says 2:main room, and then you've got a text box there, you should be able to type in that text box and then press enter key. Thank you, Marilyn. Julia says she has used Second Life. Julia, could you share with us verbally how you've used Second Life? Okay. Julia, could you share with us how you've used it, or that's okay? If not, we'll just...
Can you hear me now?
I can.
Okay. I have really just used my avatar in Second Life, walking around, really just playing, that's all.
I did a lot of that in preparation for this workshop, and it's really fun play. UMKC has purchased an island, and Erica is very hard at work. Erica Schurter is very hard at work on actually constructing the island. And in that island, we're going to have a classroom, an actual classroom where an instructor could stand and teach, and we're going to have a performance space, which is an amphitheater or a theater of some sort. So that's one good reason we could use Second Life, a couple of good ways, rather. We also have possibilities for student use outside of the online course, it might be that our students are already using Second Life. And I would encourage you to read, and I did send you some articles on that. And also there's a big wow factor with Second Life. And the wow factor is just, this is pretty cool. You can fly, you can jump real high, you can go to Africa, you can go to the Louvre. And really with students who have limited experiences outside of a certain community or a certain area, especially in elementary schools, this is a nice way of letting students experience something out of their own area and their own culture. These are my photographs from Africa. I went to Africa this morning. These are the sorts of things you'll see in Second Life. The first photograph is a picture of a navigation board. So you can actually take a hot air balloon over the continent, and on the navigation board you choose which tour you'd like to take. Do you want to go to the marketplace where you can spend actual money? Do you want to go just on a tour and then go over to one of the islands? Do you want to go to the Jungle Cafe where you can listen to music and enjoy African voices? So this is one of the aspects of Second Life, that there are actually simulations that are built, that are out there, that you can send your students to collect data. Now, this is a must visit for anyone who's new to Second Life, the ISTE Island. ISTE is the International Society for Technology and Education, a very, very prestigious organization who brought us the NET standards for students in terms of national technology standards. The ISTE Island Heliport has as you can see, a bulletin board that will allow you to go to different places. And the one place you really have to visit is this new instructor orientation. And it gives you all of the basics concerning how do I use Second Life, how do I move around, how do I turn, how do I sit, how do I get from place to place. And if you want to learn to build things in Second Life, there are also free classes that allow you to do that. And this is ISTE Island again. As you can see, this new instructor orientation is great. It tells you where you are, what you're doing, if you're new, what you should do. Also, there's an event board. So on the event board, there is a new faculty orientation that's offered in this area, and it's usually from 5 to 6 in the afternoon. And all new educators, to Second Life can come into this and can speak to each other in this format about how they'd like to use Second Life, and they're always sure that there's an expert there who has used Second Life who can interact with educators about what they'd like to do. And it was really funny this morning. I went in here just to kind of go. I was determined to go to a place where there were people. I was looking for people because I didn't like walking around by myself. And I thought, maybe I'm doing something wrong if I can't find any people. And so I went into this lounge, and there were 3 women, well, their avatars were women, standing there, and they were actually giving a presentation on Second Life. And I walked up to them and I asked, do you teach in Second Life? And one of them said yes and told me they were giving a presentation, say hi to everybody, and I said hi to everybody. But she friended me on Second Life. So this is a person now I can draw on as I continue to use Second Life. Thank you for circling me.